Are you ready, Haley?
No.
Good. All right. Welcome back to Bad Work Friends. Another episode with the normal crew. Um, Tonight's episode is going to be, I'm calling it mind blown. I've got a few different items here that when I looked them up or thought about them, that really made me question all of reality. So I'm going to go through them with you guys, kind of get your thoughts on them. So the first one, if you fold a normal piece of paper 42 times, it'll be the same thickness as from the Earth to the moon.
What?
Right? Like, it doesn't sound like it should be a
Are you
fact.
folding it in half? Because you
He's
can't
saying
fold a
if
like-
you
piece of
double
paper.
the thickness 42
Yeah, if you
times.
double the thickness of a piece of paper 42 times, it'll reach from the Earth to the moon.
Oh, okay.
Honestly,
You
I'm
can't fold
surprised.
a piece of paper more than 7 times.
Right. But if you could, it would only take 42 folds to reach from the Earth to the moon.
I'm honestly surprised it takes that many. I would have thought it would have taken less.
It doesn't seem like that much though. 42 folds. Like it really doesn't seem like it would be that thick.
Yeah, I can't picture it.
Mm-mm.
So going along with that, it would only take 103 folds to go beyond the observable universe, which is 93 billion light years.
Hmm.
Like, isn't that just crazy to think about?
Where did you find this, Roger?
I looked it up on the interwebs.
Okay.
The power of doubling is crazy.
Right. And that brings me to my next one, which is a penny doubled every day for 30 days. How much money do you think you would have?
It's a lot. I know this because someone asked me it once.
$1
Yes.
million.
Haley, what do you think it would be?
I feel like it's more than that.
It'd be about $1 billion. A little more than probably like $2 billion, roughly around. Give or take. A double or... I think I'm right.
What do you think, Haley?
I want to say it's like 500,000. Wait, I meant like.
So,
That's
Sarah said
not
$1
what
million.
That's not what I meant 500 million.
You guys are. Sarah was the closest.
Woo.
It's 5,368,709.12. A
Oh
penny
my.
doubled every day for 30 days.
You said 5 million?
5.3 million.
See, and I was thinking $1, so that would take mine
Yeah,
down
dollar
by a factor
would've.
of 100. I was definitely wrong, but
You were right
better-
in the thought process. You just started with the wrong number.
yeah, I did the hard part right. And just
It's the whole power of doubling. Just it adds up so much faster than you would think.
do you ever hear the story about like the Indian and like the chessboard with like rice? Put a grain of rice on one square and then every square you double it. And like it was like the way a wise man got the better of a king because he told him he would double the rice every day. I don't know. It's a weird story.
Yeah, I never heard that one.
I always played this like rice feeding the world game or whatever on the internet. And then you would answer a question. It was just like math questions or something, trivia. And then you would double the rice each time you got one right. And then you had a whole bowl of rice that fed a child after a few questions. I don't know what it was. I
Interesting.
think freerice.com or something like that.
I like it. Next one. What do you guys think is the largest living organism on Earth?
A fungus. Or by mass or
The largest
Like
what?
one individual organism.
by mass, I'm pretty sure it's a fungus or a collection of
Algae.
trees. I think those are the two.
Plankton. I don't know.
I feel like
Michael is actually right.
Yeah,
The largest living organism is called Pando, which is an aspen tree that spans 106 acres in Utah.
yeah, the roots keep
It's kind of
popping
like
up and
Pandora, where it's all the roots are connected, and all the different trees are like clones of the original.
it's not even a clone, it's the same tree.
Well, yeah,
Because the roots are all connected. It's physically together. But
106 acres. Like that's large.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't write it down, but I can't remember how old they said it was. It was extremely old too. Estimated, anyway.
older than Yo Mama.
A little bit.
Uh,
So, next one. Have you guys heard of Mike the Headless Chicken?
No.
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 So there was this chicken that lived for 18 months with no head.
Really?
Yes. They cut the head off the chicken like right at the base of the head. So a lot of the brainstem remained intact. And a blood clot stopped the bleeding right away so it didn't bleed out. They fed it through a funnel, I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
And it lived for 18 months. And I think it ended up dying by choking on a kernel of corn, if I remember right.
That's
weird.
funny.
That's impressive to be able to live that long without a head.
I know a few people who live without a brain.
Yeah, that's different. Right, Haley?
Right, that's weird. I want to see this now.
I'm sure you can find a picture on the internet. All right. So next one. Did you have something, Michael?
Yeah. Did you know that I believe the Russians took a dog, cut off its head, and attached it to another dog, and it lived for a while with the blood supply from a different dog?
I believe I had seen that or read that somewhere. I wasn't sure how true that was, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that.
They have pictures of it.
That's just creepy.
Yeah. It was not a huge success, though. It died pretty quick.
I would imagine. What is the tallest mountain from base to peak?
It's Hawaii, right? The main island in Hawaii.
What do you think, Sarah?
I don't know. I'm not smart.
What is the tall, like, which one?
Yeah.
Mount Everest.
I don't know mountains.
Do better, Haley. Michael's right.
Why ask all of us to
No,
get the smart one?
I wanted to, because when I think of tallest mountain, I think of Mount Everest. But Mount Everest is like the highest from sea level. But if you're going base to peak, Mauna Kea in Hawaii is about 4,400-ish feet taller than Mount Everest. But most or a lot of that is underwater, which is why Mount Everest gets the tallest from sea level. Next question. How much horsepower do you think a horse has?
7.
I know it's more than one, but I don't know exactly how much. I'll go with 7 too. I
No,
believe in Sarah.
that's just my
What do you think,
favorite.
Haley?
Hey,
I said 50. I don't know.
Did you say 50 or 15?
I said 50.
Well, Michael and Sarah are right.
Really?
On average, they have 5 to 10 horsepower.
I
They can
believed
get
in you, Sarah.
up to 15
I
on
just
like a
said a
larger
number.
horse.
Oh, see, I could have went with 15.
Yeah,
You don't even like horses.
I don't. It was weird. You would
Wait,
think a horsepower would be one horse.
You don't
Well,
like
Horses are
horses?
strong.
I don't think there's a usefulness in horses nowadays. Not as much as there used to be, anyway.
Do you like dogs?
Yes,
Is there a usefulness in dogs?
my dog keeps the coyotes away from my other animals, so yes.
If he didn't do that, would you like him anyway?
Nope.
I don't believe
This is
you.
why I don't like our cat. Which isn't fair because he's killed a few mice, so he's growing on me.
I think
Like my
the
dad's
logic
relationship
is backwards on
with
that.
dog.
I never said I hated horses. Just don't
Pretty
think
much.
there's
You always
there's-
go opposite of what I say.
that's yes. That's it. The next thing, people that are born deaf will sign in their sleep.
Really?
Huh.
Yes, there's been known cases of people that have been
So
born
is it like
deaf.
dreaming or sleep talking?
Yes, they can. People have been observed like watching them sleep and using sign language, and they can pretty much figure out what they're dreaming about.
Huh.
Wow.
Do they sign when they moan too?
I
Getting it on?
I don't know. That would be something you could
Okay.
ask somebody. I don't want to think about it. That makes it quite awkward. What do you guys think was the fastest man-made object
Right
now?
in all of the human history?
That one
What
is-
train thing.
Particle
Would-
accelerator?
I don't know.
I might have worded that wrong because of Michael's answer. Back in, I think it was in the 60s or 70s when they were testing out all the nukes, they put a nuke in a hole with a manhole cover on top. And supposedly they recorded the manhole cover traveling at 125,000 miles per hour. It shot off into space.
Loaded?
Yeah, they detonated the nuke and they caught the manhole cover in one of the frames that they were using. And by doing the math on it, they estimated at 125,000 miles per hour.
Oh.
I mean, imagine the speeding ticket.
Well, I'm assuming like a normal manhole cover has like different graphics and shit on it. Can you imagine that landing on a like alien planet and then being like, "Oh my God, a god sent this down to us" or something, and then trying to decipher what's on it. I think that'd be funny.
Pretty sure that would be melted at that point. It wouldn't even be.
They're claiming at that speed that it wouldn't have burned up in our atmosphere. It was traveling too fast to actually burn up in the atmosphere, like completely.
Well, not burn up, but I mean like melt the surface so you wouldn't have any like writing on it. It was my thought, at least. I
I
wouldn't-
don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't either.
Gotta believe Mr. Bill Nye over here.
Yes. Did you know that one day on Venus is longer than 1 year on Venus?
How do they figure that out?
Venus is rotating so slowly that it takes 243 Earth days for 1 day on Venus, and it only takes 225 Earth days for 1 year on Venus.
I thought that was true of Mercury as well, but I didn't
I
know
didn't
that
look
about Venus.
Yep.
Interesting.
I thought that was weird. Do you think that sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins?
Yes.
Yes.
If you hadn't asked that tonight, I would have said no.
Right.
But
That yes, sloths can hold their breath up to 40 minutes. The dolphins can only hold their breath 8 to 10 minutes. Apparently, sloths can slow their heartbeat down to a third of normal and hold their breath extremely long underwater. They're apparently good swimmers. I did not know that about a sloth.
Swim?
Didn't even.
Yeah.
speaking of sloths, did you know that some sloths, if they are climbing a tree and they drop their baby, they just won't get it because it's too much energy to climb down the tree and get their baby.
Really?
So they just stay up there.
That sounds accurate. Sloths are a weird fucking creature. All right, I got one more, and this is a little different than our normal. But have you guys heard the similarities between Abraham Lincoln and JFK?
No.
No.
They were both elected as president in the 60s. Abraham Lincoln was 1860, JFK was 1960. They were both assassinated on a Friday. Both were succeeded by a Johnson. Abraham Lincoln was succeeded by Andrew Johnson, JFK by Lyndon Johnson. Andrew Johnson was born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson was born in 1908. Lincoln and Kennedy both have 7 letters in their names. And both assassins have 15 letters. John Wilkes Booth and Lee Harvey Oswald.
See, there's where you're wrong. Lee Harvey Oswald. I don't know, man. Was
Well,
JFK shot?
that's a whole nother episode. It just,
History repeats itself.
yeah, it seemed like a lot of weird. I mean, it's kind of far fetched on a lot of it, but it.
So what you're saying is, in 40 years, you could do the funniest thing.
We got a plan. Oh yeah, it just. Do you guys have anything off the top of your heads of like really weird, interesting, mind-blowing facts?
Yeah, mathematicians have devised a number so incredibly large that if you could comprehend just how large it is, your mind, in order to comprehend it, wouldn't take up so much information that it would literally collapse into a black hole.
I'm not sure if you're fucking with me right now. Like,
I'm
this
not.
doesn't make
It's
sense.
literally impossible to comprehend it in a physical sense because of the way that it's constructed. It builds so rapidly for such a long time that it's just impossible to fully understand.
Did the mathematicians have that happen to them?
Yeah, how do they know that they built this number without actually knowing the number?
They don't actually know what the number is in the sense,
That sounds fake.
but it's a way of constructing it where you take like 3 to the power of 3, and then you do that 3 times, and then you take that number and you do that 3 to the 3 to the 3 to the 3, what the previous number is, And then you do that, and you repeat this process over and over and over again so many times, and then eventually, like, you just can't comprehend how insane it gets.
That is pretty mind blowing. Literally.
Aha.
Thank you all for listening. It's been Bad Work Friends, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.